Round 1. Fight!
Hey guys, so as you can see here, we've got the Reynella East College team versus the Marryatville D team. So Marryatville D team being made up of Azir, Warwick, Karma, Ash, and Renekton. And we've got the Reynella East College team, as you can see in the view right now, made up of Sejuani, Tam Kench, Kaisai, Rise, and Maokai. So first thing you've got to look at here as well is I did have quite a bit of encouragement and stuff from my last video when we versed the Geelong, so St Ignatius Geelong. We talked about the Reynella East College team not having enough CC, and you can see they've really put in some good effort here to protect the ADC with the Tam Kench pick, so no way they should be getting to that without doing some serious damage to that Tam Kench. Got some serious lockdown with the Maokai, Sejuani, Rise, so really good things there. They're also going to get that damage out, so as we know, Kaisai in patch 8.1, or yeah, 8.1, really high damage. I don't think there's a single ADC that can out damage Kaisai. So we can see they got the damage, also got the damage from the Rise as well. So really good damage. We've got really a mobile bot lane from the Marryatville team as well. So Ash can't get away, doesn't have any escapes, does have really good slows, so if they're really good at orb walking or kiting, they will be fine. Also got Karma there for the shield and stuff like that, so does have a little bit of protection, but no hard CC or lockdown or escape, so that's going to be really tough. Really good mobility and stuff from the Azir, but as we know, the problem with that's going to be is that Rise has a point and click ability, his W, that's just going to lock him down straight away, so if they were hoping to say have him shooting all over the place, dealing heaps of damage. Rice has a really good lockdown for that, and he's going to have a lot of trouble doing that. So, as well as Sejuani with her ultimate, so got her long range ultimate, can hit that stun. If she misses it, hey, it's still got a massive area of slow, so he's not going to be able to move from that, which is going to be trouble from Warwick as well, because him being a running champion, so Warwick as well as Renekton, both of them being running champions, are going to get locked down really hard, whether it's by the Maokai, Sejuani, or Rise. It's going to be really tough for them to kill that Kaisai, which is what they really need to do. So you can see here as well, so Reynella East College getting pushed in. Got to have a look here as well. So good ward there by Reynella East College. Good ward over here by Marryatville D team. So good wards going in. Not quite enough. So you can see there Rise getting another ward in there. Right at the very start of the game though, you've got to make sure you watch out for those early ganks that we've seen in different games, especially in their scrims. So really early ganks, so those cheese like level 2, level 3 ganks that can happen, especially with a Warwick who's an early game jungler, can definitely happen. So see they're buffering and then backing. So yeah, got to be really careful of that. So we've got Azir here versus Rise. So what we'll do is we'll make sure we bring up the scoreboard. We'll hide the time control so you can't see what's coming up. See here, so let's have a quick review of the farm. So you can see here, we've got, so I'm just going to organise those for me so I can compare the farm real quick. So you can see here, we've got relatively even farm at the moment. Gold lead, I mean, Reynella East College is slightly ahead, and I think that's mostly down to the Kaisai's farm. So you can see there, I'm pretty sure as well, so I was watching this game on the day, trying to encourage my Year 12s and stuff that are in the Reynella East College number 1 Yasuo OCE team. Good damage coming out from the Renekton then. I think the Ash is a relatively new player, so that was a little bit unfortunate for her coming against players that are reasonably proficient, or experienced, I should say, sorry. So yeah, Reynella East College team being reasonably experienced at playing league, so also reasonably experienced at being in the same team together, so they've been in the same team together for a little bit, or just played with each other for a little bit as well. So we've been doing a few practices and scrims and stuff. Hopefully the Marryatville D team has as well, so I hope they have been. But yeah, you can see there, so good farm lead by the Kaisai, so you can see there, can't take anything away from her there as well, so make sure she's getting all of those minions is really important, and you can see getting really nicely farmed up, so 35 farm in 4 minutes, that's really excellent. Okay, generally I try to say as a rule, if you can get 80 farm in 10 minutes, that should be what you're aiming for, so that's important as well. So you can see there wards, you see that actually Reynella East College got their ward in there first, so they were actually able to ping out that it's warded, so So Sejuani knows that she can't come around that way. So you see there, Sejuani as well over here. So taking the Scuttle Crab. So we've got Scuttle Crab, and she's getting the second Scuttle Crab. So she's actually going to have a really big XP lead there. So from taking the Scuttle Crabs, as we know, it got changed. I don't think it was 8.1 where it actually got changed. So the bringing in of this patch where it got changed, where they give a lot more XP and a lot more gold. So yeah, really important that you get those. So she's level 4, and let's have a look. Oh no, so it hasn't made much of a difference. You can see there, because Warwick's such a power farmer, hasn't quite got Tiamat yet, but 24 farm compared to 24 farm as well. Sejuani's got a death. That might be why. So I think Sejuani died to the red buff earlier on. We can actually go back and view that. Let's have a look. I don't know if it gives every death, but so no, she still died. This is her first clear, maybe. So I'm not sure how she died, actually. I just randomly had a death on my... Oh no, here we go. So she hasn't got a death. So you see there, got blue buff, level 2. Should be able to easily take the red buff. I'm not sure what happens. Yeah, not doing much damage at all. Oh, that kite wasn't very good. That made her miss more damage than she's gonna take. Okay.
Finish him.
So yeah, alright, so she dies to red buff. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go back over here. Alright, so still only one death in the game though. Still only got her that's died. So now let's have a look. So leading up as well, so 48 farm in 5 minutes. Costa's doing really, really well, and that's what you want from your ADC, especially with the protection you've got from this Tam Kench. It's really, really easy to get that farm up and not be scared. So yeah, 6 minutes, 50 farm, that's pretty good. Like I said before, 80 farm in 10 minutes is kind of what I aim for when I play. So we've got a gank coming in from the Warwick, but as you can see, pushed way too far back, got good vision. If I was the Maokai, I'd be standing over here, so that way he thinks that you don't know he's there. Stand there for a bit, really, really bait him and waste his time. So that's one thing people don't realise. So some people say hello and stuff in the chat when a jungler's gone up to gank for them. Never say that. Always let them waste their time and sit there. And that way, because that way you know they're not farming, you know they're not ganking your other teammates. So you've got to be really careful. That's some really good damage there coming up by the Azir. As you can see, Azir's got a slight farm lead. But you can tell, because he's got Tear of the Goddess there, not really going for anything with too much, not giving him too much strength. So Azir really overextending here, so got to be careful of that. So pretty good bait there by the Rise, so made him completely overextend. Good play by the Tam Kench as well. And it was also baited his Warwick into coming over as well, which I don't think they're going to get him. But that was pretty good. Oh no, here we go. Good Q. So that was a really, really well hit Q. Karma's got to be careful as well because they don't have any... Oh, they do have... No, they've got no vision on this side of the map except for down here in the river. So got to be careful. If you're running blind up there, you don't know what's waiting for you, so you got to be really careful. Now we got 4, 5... So it's a 5-man bot coming here, so that's really, really good. And as you can see there, but having the confidence to go into tower. So he's been tanking now. And then being able to be eaten by that Tam Kench. So you can see there. So that was I think it was a 3 for 4. 4 for none. Azir, Karma, Warwick, and Ashe. So yeah, 4 for none. So that was a really, really good plan. All that came back to was the Azir overextending up here and everyone else being able to collapse. So that comes back to that really good communication as well. And that's why I think it's really important in this HSEL tournament to have your players sitting in the same room, or it's even better than being on comms, I feel, because you've actually got the person talking to you, sitting right next to you, giving you that advice and telling you where people are. I think it's really important. So that actually allowed, so even with that roam, so you can see even with that roam, Maokai's even more CS up. So what you'd expect though is you'd expect that Renekton to really push hard in. So he should have pushed all the way up to this tower here instead of he left it about in the middle lane. So that means Maokai is going to get even further ahead. So you can see 48 to 44. Doesn't seem like much, but those CS are going to add up eventually. You got to remember there's only 16 CS in a kill. So as soon as you're 16 CS up, you're basically 1-0 above your lane opponent. And he's also got a assist as well. So it's going really, really well. I'm not sure with this protection stuff. I don't know what the enemy team could actually do to get that Kai'Sa. I mean, and Azir is a really, really good utility champ. Does a lot of damage. Can also be pushing that Kai'Sa into your team, because when you think about it, the reason she's going to be so effective is because you've got that Tam Catch to eat her. Apart from that, she doesn't actually have an escape, so she doesn't have a dash like a Lucian. Or an E like an Ezreal, so got to be careful of that. So, but because they've built the team around kind of the Rise and Kai'Sa damage, that's where it's going to work really well. You can see as well that the enemy team does have really good damage. Like Renekton in the first 15-20 minutes is going to do some amazing damage. The problem is though, like after that he falls off, so he's only going to be able to build like 2 damage items maximum, and that's if he's going really well and carrying. Because then from then on, especially in a team tournament, he's going to have to build tank. So got to be careful of that. You can see as well, so being up here, Maokai's got really good regen with his you can see there Maokai's basic attacks also heal him, so you got to be really careful that there's no point, especially with a tank like Maokai, there's no point actually hitting him at all. So when I generally see that I'm versing a Maokai, I would actually pick a tank as well, so I don't need to worry about I'm going to fight this guy, because there's no point. He's going to heal up. It's like a Nasus or a Cho'Gath. They heal so much from their passives, and you've got to be really careful of that. So you can see now 0-5. Rise looking for a play there, so you can see here they're engaging pretty well. Warwick's come down. I think they got a pick on the Ashe, which is fair enough. But yeah, Warwick going a little bit too close. They're flying way too close to the sun, and that could have been easily been a kill. You can see now Rise coming in down here, and this is where they're doing a good thing now. You just got to back off. A tower's not worth it. If they sat under that, I mean, Costa hit that twice and it died. So some people that are a bit more unexperienced would actually stay under that tower expecting it to. Good gank up top by Sejuani as well. So no vision up here. So easy to come in and do that. Now what I'd be doing if I was a Sejuani, though, I'd be looking to, Warwick was down here just a moment ago. So you know that he's not up here. So get a ward on that blue buff. Get a ward on Rift Herald. Get that vision down so you know what's happening. But she's doing the right thing as well, taking the dragon. But you knew Warwick had to go back. He had something like, 100, 150 health left. You knew he wasn't going to be taking dragon. So, and even if he did, I mean, it's an ocean dragon, and he's not going to be diving in for that, hopefully. I mean, if he does, then you're going to get an easy kill, but got to make sure you keep that warded. So you can see that we've got 3 control wards all covering the bottom side of the map. That's excellent. So that Azir is not going to get any chance to roam. Bit of a whiff there of an ultimate, probably going a little bit too ham there, trying to go under tower and stuff. You don't really need to, especially when you're so far ahead. So Rise is 2-0. I realise it's a little bit of a CS deficit, but like I said before, 16 minions per kill. So really he's actually up on the Azir when you consider by 32 CS. So see here, look at that damage coming out as well. So really good damage from the Rise. That poke damage is all he needs, because we've got the Sejuani sitting here as well. No wards in place by the Azir. He's just playing safe. Got our control ward down here and a ward in the bush covering their bot side as well. So for Marryatville, looking here, got one of the scuttles covering that as well. So pretty good ward coverage. Got to make sure that when that, because Renekton actually has the ability to, so Maokai does as well. So you can see there with his Q, it's really good wave clear. He's also now got a what's it called? A Balmy Cinder. I was going to call it a Cinder Hulk, but it's not. Balmy Cinder. He's going to have really good push as well. So, but because Renekton's got really good push every time Maokai leaves lane, he should be queuing in the lane and stuff. Also as well, he did just ult straight away. And as we know, with Renekton, his ult gives him some health regen. So we can have a look there. So ultimate, so gaining his health and fury and stuff. So he's going to get, so he had full fury, and then he can get life steal from when he get Qs. So he would have got that. So you let yourself go a lot lower than he was first, so you don't instantly ult. Got to make yourself. So we've got a control ward here on the Rift Herald, so that's really good control there as well. So you can see really good control by the Reynella East College team. Diving here as well, so Tam's getting way too tanky to be able to say it's good damage going off. We also see Sejuani roaming as well, so that's kind of their win condition as we talked about earlier. The rise and Kaisai damage is their win condition, so as you can see, hanging around here, keeping all this side fully watered so they can see if anyone's coming is really important, and keeping that protection up. So 2 and 0, already got a Rage Braid, going to really hit hard, so got to be really careful of that, especially if you're this Ashe, okay, because struggling to farm, lots of pressure, so really struggling to farm. Good ultimate there, getting that slowdown. Good stopwatch there by the Tam as well, so yeah, they're really good tanking and then moving off, letting the Sejuani tank, so got to be careful here. And then Kaisai deciding, I'm not going to let the tanks do all of it, I'm going to do a bit of tanking as well. So there we go, 0-9 at the moment, so really big lead. Moving on to 14 minutes into the game. Only one dragon going down at the moment, the Ocean Drake. Should be looking, so with the Reynella East College team, so you can see they've got control up top as well. So Renekton 0-2, getting some good ganks from Ryze and from Sejuani, but got to make sure you're turning that into something. So as you can see, not even a third, maybe not even a quarter of that tower has gone down yet. So I wouldn't be worrying about the tower. Maybe have the Ryze come up again, push out, maybe even kill the Renekton if you're lucky, and then get that Rift Herald, because I mean we're at 14 minutes in the game. If you get that early Rift Herald, and then sit that down bot or sit it up top and have swap, because they've already got bot tower. So what you should actually be doing is swapping your bot lane. So swapping this Tam Kenshin Kaisai, going up top, and they're going to push this tower down in about 2 seconds. Whereas Maokai is going to struggle with that. So he could be sitting down bot, playing safe. It's fully watered, as you can see there. It's really well watered. So as you can see there, really good dive by the Ryze, getting a kill. But yeah, so now we've got bot lane and Sejuani heading down mid, going to get this tower. I really like to work the top and the bottom of the map. So say you go down the bottom here. So Ashe is here farming up, which is good. Catching herself up a bit. As soon as you get this tower and this inhibitor, you go top side, because that way the enemy team has to travel all the way from bot tower to top tower to cover the super minions, if that makes sense. So if you've got this inhibitor, you've got super minions coming in there, you then go up top, they have to walk all the way across their base to get to you, trying to take this tower up here. So that's why people do that. You also, if you get bot tower first, and then leave it and go top, you've also got Rift Herald or Baron control, because you're up that side. So that's something you need to be careful of as well. So you've got really good rotation here. Probably a couple minutes too late. Should have got a little bit earlier and really pushed home that win. But getting Rift Herald here, and you can see that Kaisai damage is really good. So burst that down really quick. I'm going to give that one to the Sejuani, and then it's going to be interesting because I can't actually remember. So I did watch this. I did help with this game a little bit. I coached a little bit during this game. Helped out with team selections and stuff. So got to make sure we're having a look at. Sorry, I didn't get to have a look at everything that happened because we had 2 other teams playing at the same time. As you can see, though, I didn't have to dedicate too much more time here. They did really good team play and really good vision and stuff, so that was what we were focusing on in our games beforehand. So, pretty good damage coming out from the Azir there. 0-2, not going too bad, but obviously going to be way outclassed at the moment by this damage from these guys that are 7-0 and 6-0 and stuff. So, as you can see there, these tanks can just sit under the tower and do what they want. So, trying to escape. I wouldn't be yeah, so there we go. So that was a really good decision by them not to follow the Azir and just push down, because what's he going to do? He's going to keep walking, he's going to back. Got Ryze down here pushing, you've got these guys up top, hopefully going to get this tower. They could actually keep going as well. So this Renekton, he's made a bit of a mistake. So being behind, going 0-3 and being a little bit behind, definitely shouldn't have gone Black Cleaver. Should have gone full tank, should have gone Dead Man's Plate, should have gone same thing as... So getting that Balmy Cinder, moving into that Sunfire Cape kind of thing. Just go full tank, because if you're behind, there's no chance of you really delving into that early game strength that you could have. So as you see there, using that Rift Herald really effectively, letting it die now though. Unfortunately, the Warwick's gone really overextended there. Not sure how he got caught out. I missed that one. I was too focused on the Rift Herald dying of this turret. And so now, good rotation as well. So these 3 are easily going to get this mid tower. And there's not much these guys can do about it. So if I was Method from Darwin, I wouldn't be bothering to come in here. You can see as they're focusing on trying to get this tower back. They've actually left to go get the dragon, but if all three of them stayed and he walked up, it would have been another easy kill. So you got to be really careful of that. Sometimes you've just got to let the towers go. So there we go. We've got another tower. Unfortunately, I mean, if you're on the Reynella East College team, you really hope and you're not getting Cloud and Ocean Drakes when you've got this kind of lead. You want to be pushing it home. So if they got, you never know if you're going to get, it's the RNG that's in the game now. You never know if you're going to get 2 Infernals or 3 Infernals. So you've got your Ocean and your Wind Drakes instead. Ash here, like I said before, doing not a bad job catching up. So 0 and 4, trying to sit down the bottom here, farm up, going the right build as well. So I'm presuming she's going to be building rapid fire cannon first. We'll see how that goes. So again here, getting some ward down on this blue buff. I mean, really big problem here for the Method team as well is their vision. So as you can see from this team, the vision's all been pushed up. So she's gone way too far overextended, focusing on getting her farm up. Ryze's going to come down and probably get an really easy kill. So yeah, easy shutdown there. But yeah, if you focus on that, like I've talked about one of our other games, is if you're behind, so she was 0 and 4 at that time, getting a ward in this here, and then freeze farming just here. We should all know how to freeze farm, so letting the minion drop down to like a really tiny amount of health, and then taking it so that your minion wave sits there with the other minion wave pushing into it. So let's see here, 2 tanks taking on these guys. Probably not a great idea. They don't have the power to back it up. Kaisai doing the right thing though, sitting up top. So either your team should be all up top or all down the bottom. Preferably, I'd have you guys all sitting up the tops because you've got your Baron up with a nice control ward on it. Method's got a nice control ward there as well, so covering Baron, so you can see if they're going for it. Wards here as well, so they are covering that Baron side really nicely. But as you can see here, with that damage, so these 3 damage dealers were all here, and you see actually got the tanks down really low, and that's where it's important to make sure your players like Kaisai and stuff that you're building your team comp around, it's really important that they're actually there. Okay, so now we've got Renekton getting caught out, that CC chain that we've talked about previously as well, absolutely shutting him down. Nothing he could do about that. We're now just deciding to run it down mid, as you can see, which isn't a bad idea when you're this far ahead, so not much they can do, so you're going to have to give up that turret, probably going to have to give up that turret. As you can see, he's half health, so it's only going to take one single thing that he gets caught by. And you can see there, getting caught and shut down, so got to be careful. These guys are so tanky, nothing you can do to them, and they've got that CC train from these 3 going in as well. So Costless going down bottom. I don't know why. Should have stayed mid, get that tower really quick, get the inhibitor really quick. Has been able to get that tower, which is fine. But yeah, as you can see as well, Ash overextending again. Ryze has that red buff, so has the slow. Probably could have ordered her again to slow her down. Having to blow that flash and get minion blocked. And then popping out to get this 0 and 5 Ash, so probably not worth in reality. Should be over with his team. I get it, he gets a kill, but I mean, when they're as far behind as Ash, is actually probably not really worth it. So got one inhib down bot, inhib open in mid, but as you guys know, I'm preferable to go down bot now, even though tower's up, so that way your super minions can do your job on top side. But because you do have that top side open, you can go Baron. So as you see there, these guys are going to 2-man Baron. So as we know, patch before 8.1, the Baron was ridiculously hard to kill, super hard to kill. So now you can see there though that these guys can they could have 2-manned it. So as you see here, guys are absolutely shredding that Baron and getting that done. So 190 farm to 89, but Ash also making that mistake. As an ADC, you can't be walking that far up. You're really going to get yourself in trouble. So now we've got these guys coming. They've got Baron pretty well. They've got really good builds going on here as well. So, well, not really good builds. I mean, they've got really closely, well, not too far off full build, to be honest. They've only got 2 more items off, whereas most of these guys, they've only completed 1 item. So that's where you've got to kind of accept defeat, I think, a little bit there, because it's going to be too hard to come back. Should have been sitting under this tower, all of them. So you can see Warwick caught out up here. Ash still down the bot here, too far up. If they were all under tower, I mean, you've got your 2 towers there. It's going to be hard for him to kill you. Even that Warwick then survived a lot longer than I thought he would have. You can see that really burst damage from the Ryze there coming through. So Be careful of that. Tam Kenshiro as well, probably going a little bit off, probably wouldn't have bothered with that, so would have gotten anywhere near him. I would have been focusing on ending, but a couple more kills around off the game isn't too bad, but there we go. So as we saw there, that was a really, really good version of a team having way too much CC, really good communication. So I'm not sure what communication the Darwin method team had, but obviously it could have been a bit improved because there was a lot of communication stuff and warding that they could have done a lot better. But you could see that was a really, really kind of stock standard game for the Reynella East College guys, getting those wards down, getting that communication set, rotating really nicely, and those are the things you want to see. You want to see that from your team, and not, make sure it's not happening to you. So thank you very much for watching.